Welcome to Qigong Live Online today. It's very good. I'm going to start with some warm-ups. Good to see you all. Just warm up our hands. So the good news is we're changing our concept of how we're doing our weekly classes again, Mark, just to keep you on your toes. Just when you think you've worked it out, we're going to change it again. But we're still going to have the classes. The class is not disappearing. It's just what we're going to do with them. So you'll find out in a mail out shortly. So, and you'll still have access to the library as well. So it's not going to affect you people in the slightest, but all the new people signing in to do the weekly classes, it's going to affect them. But because you've already been part of the weekly classes, you get to keep the library, but the new people are not going to get the library. So there's a reason for that. But because you've been doing it all the time, you get the whole lot. It's exciting. I'm excited. I'm going to also do a beginners class. I talk about that on Tuesday. I'm going to do a live beginners class for people who've never done Qigong before, or anybody. And I'm going to do one of those classes, and I'm going to do two advanced. These advanced classes, because the thing is, I've been calling them sort of like weekly classes, but these are really advanced classes I do in these classes. The people who do this, and you know that. So I do things in this class I don't do anywhere else because of the level we go to in these classes. I really like that. But they're definitely not beginners classes. And people that come along to do weekly beginners classes, this is not that. So you have to know a bit of Qigong before you get your head around what we're doing with these classes. So we're going to restructure it slightly, which is very exciting. It's not going to affect you guys in the slightest. Well, it is in one way, because the classes are not going to cost you any money. They're going to be free. Yeah. For all of them. The two classes, the two advanced classes per week, and the beginners class are going to be free. I'm going to give them away. And I'll put them on YouTube as well. And for the people, and I know there's people on this group here that have paid a year in advance, we're going to refund your money. Yep. But you still get access to the library as well. There you go. So I'm quite excited about it. I think it's really nice to put up classes and have free classes for people to learn, and for no cost, and to give away really, really good quality, solid classes. But the biggest problem, of course, Mark, is going to be, because I was talking about this before, the biggest part of the new structure is how I do basic beginners classes. I might have to get somebody else to do them, because I don't know how to just say breathe in, breathe out, raise your arms, put your hands, and not say anything else after that. I don't know how I just let alone with that, but I'll practice. Maybe it's a good thing for me. But I quite like for the idea of going back to the beginning part of that, and learning and doing the exercises at a very base level for myself as well. I think it's important. I go back to the beginners piece for me to learn, but it's about how I instruct it. That's the question. It's going to be tricky. I'm not quite sure what that looks like. Taking away all the information out, or just do very, very simple classes, so I don't confuse people, beginners who've never done Qigong before. And yes, well, come to beginners class and you'll see me floundering around trying to work that out. How to do that. Could be good. It's a good thing for me. Teach it at that level. Cool. Do our spine. And when we do this, we move our hips and relax the spine. So you want to just let the whole spine relax and your neck relax, and just go from side and let the spine relax. Very good. Cool. Do our neck. Let our neck flop forward and backwards. side to side. And then big circles with the neck. Just move your hips to move your neck. Just let your neck move. Just let it hang forward, flop backwards. Go the other way. Good. Good. Now we're going to move our hips. Now let our hips go. We're going to move our knees to move our hips. So the hips relax. Just move the knees from side to side. Just let and feel the hip relax. Very good. Move your knees forward and backwards. Of course, your arms just flopping too, so you get your arms relaxed. Now you get your hips relaxed. All created just by the movement of your knees, and then move your knees around and do the circle. So then you're doing the whole circles of your knees and your hips turning because of the knees. Very good. Go the other way. Good. Then opposite, you rotate it over, and so now we're going to move the hips to relax the knees. Yeah, so move the hips from side to side and just let the knees flop. Move the hips forward and backwards. Just relax the knees, relax the ankles. And then move the hips in circles. Very good. And then back the other way. Good. For the ankles, just oops. Just flop your foot. Circles the other way. Just have your foot hanging. Just move your knee and move your hip. Just flop your foot. That's good. Very good. And shake your legs out. Shake your hips. Shake the spine. Shake your arms. Shake your neck. Very good. Perfect. So we've got something novel to do today. So we'll bow first. And something's come up which is quite unique. I haven't done it for a while. For a long time, actually. Here you go. Roll back onto your hands. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Gong. Very good. I was just thinking about while we're doing the stretching, I was just thinking about the exercise and keep changing how we're doing the weekly class. I actually quite like the changes. But the classes, nothing happens to the class at all. Everything's exactly the same. It's just that there's no cost for it anymore. That's the only thing that's changed. And I've added another class. I'm going to do a beginner's class. But I quite like the change because when it changes, even though it's exactly the same thing, I'm going to be doing these classes. There's no cost to anybody for them. But I'm also going to be streaming this out into the world in a different way. Because it's not a subscription anymore. So it's going to be fascinating who joins the classes and who comes in on the classes. I won't know who they are, of course, but I'll be able to see them because they'll come in on Zoom. Exciting. So what I was going to do today was fixed step blowing. So there is Qigong, walking Qigong exercises, and they're from the Dao Yin practice, and I love Dao Yin, and there's five of them in the set. I can't generally do them here live, but there's one of them I can do because we don't have to move. And it's called fixed step blowing, so you're fixed in one place and you're doing it. But it's the very, very first one. And it's for your kidneys. It's one of the applications that strengthen your kidneys. Now, there isn't very many people practice Dao Yin walking Qigong exercises. I've been in China, you don't see too many. I saw one guy once doing one. He was doing a heart exercise. I might even go back and show you that. And I'll show you a bit of it anyway, what he did. But not often do you see it. So it's quite an old traditional thing. And I quite like them. And I used to teach them in part of the degree course in New Zealand, part of the acupuncture degree. So they're a classic. So we're going to do the very, very first one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to step off. So we start off and we're going to step to the right first, and I'll mirror you. So both feet are facing towards the front. And you're going to step off. And you're going to step off to that normal pace, which is our normal stance. So if we think of our both feet facing towards the 12 o'clock in the front, and 9 o'clock's one side and 3 o'clock's the other, we're going to step off into the quarter, which is to my one, because I'm mirroring you. Your one will be 1:30. You'll be stepping off towards the 1:30. Yep. Which is, if you think of 3 o'clock's in the afternoon, you'll be doing 1:30. I'm going the opposite direction, so a little bit different. So that's the direction of your foot. And we're going to learn how to go to the foot, and then you're going to come back to the back foot. So when I'm back here, my chest is facing towards my leading foot, my back foot. So when I start off this way, I'm going to leave my chest out when I step off. But as I go towards that foot, as I move towards it, I'm going to turn towards it. And then I come back, I'm going to turn back towards the front. I'm going to turn towards the side, and I'll turn to the front. Now we're going from kidney point to kidney point, from Yang Chuan to Yang Chuan. The heels are on the ground, but there's no weight, and the weight doesn't change on the heels of both feet. It's just the weight going on to the kidney point changes. So I go weight to the side, turn to the side, back to facing the front, back to facing the quarter. So we have this idea of moving from one side to the other. And it's a nice smooth transition. So it's going from kidney point to kidney point, so that energy is going across this way, but as it goes backwards and forwards between the kidney one to kidney one, which is going across this way, but my body's twisting. The energy is going on a diagonal line from kidney one to kidney one, from across there to there, which is easy. But my body is going from there and turning. So it's turning, the top part's turning, but the bottom's just doing a linear directional change where it's going from one foot to the other, or one kidney foot to the other. But the top part of my body's turning. Yeah, good. We'll step back, try it to the other side. So step forward. Same thing again. We're going to start off facing the front. We're going to turn into that foot. And then I'm going to turn back to the front. Turn to the lead foot. Turn back to the front. So I'm turning the direction of where the foot's facing. My chest is 100% facing that way, the same direction my foot is. And then when I come back to the front, it's 100% facing my other foot. In your case, will be your right foot. We're facing towards the direction of your right foot. Goes to the front. Goes back. And so we get the idea of that moving from side to side. The hard part, of course, is to have the smooth transition. So as we're going from there to there, it's smooth there, smooth back, smooth to the side, smooth back. Now I'm going quite fast at the moment just to show you what this looks like. We are going to slow this down, yeah. But this is what the idea of the concept of this exercise. Changing from kidney point, kidney point, kidney point, kidney point, kidney point, kidney point. Good. Now it's 100% weight. We're changing 100% weight. So when I'm on this part, the back foot, there's no weight, and I can just lift the foot off. Yeah. And when I go back to the center, in theory, I can move the side foot off. There's nothing on weight in it. So we're transitioning the weight from 100% to 100%. Yeah. 100%. So to make it easier for you, don't step too far. Don't make the step really big, because then the transition is really difficult. When you're going to go back, you've got to bend the back leg a long way if you step too far forward. And the same if I go forward, I'm going to have to bend this knee a lot before I get the back foot off the ground. So if you keep the stance, the step not too big to start off with, so the step's nice and short, so the change of weight from the back to the front's a lot evener. Evener, that's a good word. I just invented a new word. More even. Hey, go dyslexia, all right. Go backwards and forwards. There you go. Very good. And this transition of this weight is very important. You're going to see why in a second. Yeah, good. Let's go back to the other side. Same thing, step off to the side. Start from here, facing the front. Turn to the side. Come back to the front. Turn to the side. And when you're turning, you want to keep your spine completely straight. So as I'm turning, I'm pivoting on the center column. So I turn to face the front, turn to face the back, but the weight's changing directly in a diagonal line from one kidney point to the other. So there's two different, one's going linear and one's rotating. So we've got two things going on at the same time. We're rotating and the legs going. Very good. Looks good, eh? Smooth. Now, with the rotation there and the rotation back, quite often we were doing exercises, you hear me and I'll go right across and then I'll rotate at the end. I'll go right across and then rotate around the other way. But this one doesn't happen. The rotation happens as soon as you start moving, you rotate. So as soon as I'm going from one foot to the other, as soon as I move, I start rotating at the same time. Same with coming back. When I'm this side, I don't come all the way back and then rotate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. As soon as I come back, I start rotating straight away. And then I rotate straight away when I go back the other way. The rotation is happening as soon as the movement starts. I'm going from side to side. The body's rotating exactly the same time. There's no gap between the two of them. Very good. Try the other side again with that idea and concept in mind. Forward, rotate. Turn straight away when you turn straight away when you come back. So the turning, basically you don't stop. The turning stops at both ends. Well, it doesn't stop. It stops and you turn to come back. Stop turning. So there's no gap between when the turn starts and stops. You're just turning all the time. Turning there, turning back. Good. So the weight of the legs going forward and backwards is changing weight from kidney point to kidney point. Turning when we come back. Yeah. Rotate. Come forward. Rotate. Forward. Rotate. Perfect. That's good. Smooth as you can and as clean as you can. And you'll feel a little bit of movement inside your legs. You'll feel a little bit as the rotation happens. You'll feel it twitching sometimes. It does not necessarily really beautifully and smooth. It will be in time. But to start off with, you might feel a little bit of bouncing as it goes. It's not the word bouncing, not quite the right word. You'll feel it moving. It sort of goes click, 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 click as the body releases. You sort of let go, let go, let go, let go. We want, of course, as well to be able to do the smooth, so there's no movement. It's like the wind in a tree, moving the branch smoothly backwards and forward. There's no sudden move. There's no sort of move and then goes. It's actually just one fluid motion, feel forward and backwards. Very cool. Okay, let's rest there. Shake the legs out for a second. Get any tension out of the body. So the arms for this exercise, the arms are all of these exercises, all the walking Qigongs have different arm actions, but we're going to do a particular one today. So when we stand, we're going to go to the right again, step off to the right. Now you're going to start with both palms onto the side, the open side, facing backwards. So the side we've stepped forward, which is your right, your step forward on your right foot, but we're going to be facing towards the left, and you're going to be looking at where your hands are. Yeah. And as you go forward, and as I'm going from this position, I'm facing this way. As I go forward, I'm going to turn, and I'm going to look up that side. Yep. And then as I come back, I'm going to go to the other side. Good. Go forward. Go back. Now we've got this idea. Now our rotation's bigger now from where it started. We were doing half rotate. Now we're going to go right around. So if you have a look now, my body is not facing towards my back foot and facing towards the front. I've actually gone further around to face where my hands are. And as I come through the bottom and it comes up, I've gone to the direction my toes facing. Then I've gone even further to the side for my hands. Yep. So I go back. As I come forward, both hands come up. As I go back, both hands, so I'm turning and I'm watching my hands. Both palms are facing backwards. They come down, they stay facing backwards, they cross over at the bottom past my lower dantian, and they come up the other side, They're both facing backwards. Now, there's two ways you can do with it. You can look down if you want to. You can look down and watch the hands come up. You can watch the hands go down and watch the hands go up. So you can stay visual on your hands. Or you can just use the top, look at the top, look straight ahead, and then look at the top. Look straight ahead, and then look when your hands come up. Look straight ahead, and when the hands come up. So you can do either of those. They're all both, they're just slightly different. The application's slightly different, but they're the same. What's happening inside the body. I like watching my hands, but you can do it without doing that. So it feels good. I haven't done these exercises for years. This is a very, very interesting experience of what's happened in my body for the last 2 years, and then what I'm feeling in my hands is very different than the last time I did it. Very cool. Come up. Come back. Come up, and then we're going to stop. Good. And then we're going to step off the other foot. Stepping forward with the left foot this time. So remember, start with the hands to the side. So we're facing towards the opposite side. Come forward and lock. Come back. Come forward. Palms facing backwards. Keep your body nice and straight. Don't lean forward. If you don't lean forward when you go forward like that, and you don't lean back when you go backwards. So keep the body straight so you're looking from one side to the other. You're turning on your center column, but you're not leaning forward or leaning back at any time. Make sure the hands are facing towards the back. Back. Good. And rest there. Good. A couple more parts of this to go yet. There's some modifications to make. Stepping off with your right foot again. This time we're going to add the next part of the foot movement. So as we go forward, we're going to disconnect the kidney point on the back foot. So if I'm not sure you can see that, as I go forward, I just turn around so you can see my feet. As I go forward, I'm going to lift the heel off the ground and disconnect the kidney point, and only the toes are touching the ground. When I go back to the other foot and I change weight, the toe's going to come off the other one, so I'll disconnect the kidney point on that one. I'm going to disconnect the kidney point in the back foot and going forward. So now all this is happening at the same time. So I've stepped off to the right. So as we're going forward, the heel's coming off the back foot, looking, goes down, then the toe comes up on the right foot. Heel comes up on the left foot, toe comes up on the right foot. This is not the hard part yet. The hard part's still coming. You got the idea of the feet? Good, we'll try the other side. Bring your hands down, step off with your left foot forward. So then put your hands up the side. As we come forward, the heel comes off the ground of your right foot, and then the toe comes up on your left foot. Heel comes up on the right foot, toe comes up on the left foot. Now there's a lot going on now, isn't there? So we built it up from scratch. to get the idea of what this feels like. The hands are going from side to side, palms facing backwards. The body's going from one side to the other. The kidney direction's changing from one kidney to the other, but now we're breaking contact with one of the kidneys. All going on at the same time. We still haven't finished yet. There's more. This is the standing one. You can see it, so you can imagine the moving one's a little bit more complicated. It is. This is the standing still version before we even start taking this moving. As I say, they call this fixed step blowing, the Dao Yin walking Qigong method. But that's what this is for, and it's good for your kidneys. It's also good for regulating your qi and regulating your breath as well. We haven't done the breath yet. Cool. 2 things to go yet. And rest there. Good. Next piece. Hey, this is the tough one. I don't know how we make this any simpler. I don't know how to do this. So when we start and the toes off the ground, we come forward. You've got to put your toe down first before you start moving forward. Toe goes down, come forward, the heel comes up the back. Yep. Then the heel goes down first to the back to put the kidney point on the back foot down on the ground first, and then you come back and then the toe comes up. Toe down first, go forward. Heel go down first, come back. Toe go down, move forward. Heel go down, move back. Toe comes up. Toe goes down first, heel comes up. Heel goes down first, toes come up. And the timing of that's very important. You've got to put the heel down before you move. When you come to the side, it's got to go, toes got to go down first, then we come forward. And then the heel's got to go down first, and then we move back. It's a very beautiful exercise, but there is little pieces to it. So this takes practice, as you can imagine, to get the feel of what this feels like, and what it feels like to put your heel down first before you move. Because the tendency will be is to as you're swinging forward, is put the toe down as you swing forward. It's actually you've got to put it down first and then swing forward. Tendency you want to be able to, just as you go back, you move your arms back and the heel goes down. You've got to move your heel down first and then come back. Toe down first, then come forward. Heel go down, then come back. That's the stage practices. We'll try this on the other side. That's why we're going nice and slow. Might do this again on Thursday or Monday next week too. So there's a few more pieces to this. We haven't given you the breathing yet. We won't complicate it just as complicated enough as it is. So it goes forward as the hands start to the side. Toe goes down, come forward. Heel comes up. Looking at the hands. Comes up. Toe goes down first. Heel goes down first, come back. Toe goes down first, move forward. Heel goes down, come back. Very good. Toe goes down, come forward. Heel goes down, come back. Good. Now, last but not least, the breathing. Now, this is awkward as well. So, well, it's not awkward. It's just about timing. So the first breath happens when your toe goes down. So, and it's done a double breath, by the way. Make it even more complicated. Good old Dao Yin. Never think do anything easy, do they? Except for the Zhang Fu Qigong, probably the only easy one. So as we're going forward, now I'm sitting on the right foot forward. Start with your palms to the back. Toe comes off the ground, so that's how you start. Toe off the ground, off your left foot, and all the weight sitting up on your right foot. Palms facing backwards. The toe goes down, and you breathe out, and you go, and you breathe in, You're breathing out through your mouth too. I'll do that so you can actually hear how loud that is. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to go as I come up, and in-breath coming back. Heel down first. Toe goes down, breathing out. Heel goes down first. Toe goes down, breathing out. He goes down, breathing in. Yeah. So remember what we're doing. So you remember the breathe in when we're on the back foot, and we breathe out when with the weight on the front foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. So as soon as my heel goes, I'll just slow that down so you can see that. As soon as my heel goes onto the ground, my first in breath, and as it comes down, my heel goes down first, and then as soon as it hits the ground, then I breathe in once the kidney point's back on the ground again. Heel on the ground, breathe in. As the hands come up, toe comes up, and the out breath, as soon as the kidney point goes to the ground, the out breath as I go down first, and the hands come through. Heel goes down first, breathe in. Breathe out. Yeah. So if you understand that, so there you go. So that's not to say that's easy, is it? So the understanding of the breath is when the toe goes down, the first breath you do goes out through the kidney point. As you put it down, it goes down to the ground, and then you breathe out. That one. And the second out breath comes into the arms. And the same thing when we're going backwards, the first in breath comes up from the kidney point in the back. When you put the foot down, comes up from the kidney point, and the second breath in happens as you bring the arms up, and you're breathing in from your arms at the back. So there's the complication of that. So we're breathing in through the feet, and we can't breathe in through the feet unless the kidney point's on the ground. So that's probably an easy way to understand what happens. Kidney point down, breathe out, but it's got to be down before you breathe out, otherwise it's got nowhere to go. It's got to go toe down first, breathe out, and we're coming to the back foot, heel down first, breathe in, and then breathe in again. Body inflates, toe comes up, breathe out, toe down first, then breathe out. Out through the hands. Heel goes down, breathe in, and then breathe in, the body inflates. Cool. Great, we'll swap sides. I'm not making any excuses how easy this is. Or how easy this is, not all of different beats. As I say, wait till we start walking with it. Come out, so we're starting with our left foot forward, palms facing back. Yep, the toes off the ground of your left foot, weights on the kidney point. Toe goes down first. Put the foot down first, and then breathe out. As it comes forward, the heel goes down first, then breathe in. And then breathe in as we expand. As it comes up, breathe out, foot goes down. Coming back. I'm doing it nice and slow because we can do this quicker than this. Yeah. It can be done faster, but we need to go nice and slow first to get the timing right. Good, and just stop there. Very good. Now, with the breathing, God, it's great. It's flashbacks to the exercise. It's very cool. Oh, there's a couple of things. First of all, the importance of the breathing. So when we do the breathing, don't over-breathe. Don't breathe too hard. So the breath is just like your normal out breath. All you're doing is going, don't go and breathe in. Because you just go, you'll tip over and fall on the ground. It's just too much oxygen going backwards and forwards. So it's a normal in breath, the breath in. So it's regulating your breath so that it's doing 2 in breaths, 2 out breaths, but the pattern's very, very similar. So it's no more oxygen than you would normally breathe in a long, slow, quiet breath. You're just doing 2 of them. Yeah. So it's nice and slow, nice and even, nice and relaxed. The part, of course, is the difficult piece is to match that double breath with the movement of your feet, and making sure you put your toe down first, because you can't breathe in. You can't breathe in with your kidney point off, and you can't breathe out with your kidney point off. So you got to have it on both times before you start. Yeah. So that's the key to that. And the slow breath, don't over breathe it. It's important, because otherwise you will tip yourself. You just get lightheaded. You'll get too much oxygen in your body. So that's really good for tonifying the kidney. I was going to tell you about the heart exercise. Just when we finished, just shake your legs out, just in case you've got some tension. Just the last thing before we go. Just what happened is I was in Beijing Park, and there was a guy doing the heart exercise. It was the only time I've ever seen anybody do it. And he was doing the exercise, and you take 4 steps. You do 2 in breaths, 2 out breaths, 2 in breaths, and you stop on the 4th breath. And on the 4th one, you stop. You stand perfectly still. There's certain things you do with your fingers to hold your fingers. And then you do the 1 breath, 2 breath, 3 breath walking, and then you stop. And then you start again. And that pause, when he stopped, it's like the whole park stopped. It was a bizarre experience. Every time he stopped, everything just went poof. And then to start again, moving back and forth. When he stopped, it's like the birds stopped, everything stopped, people stopped. It was a bizarre experience, because what happened when he went into the quietness, into that stillness, he shut down, but everything else was like the split second in time where everything else stopped too. It's a weird experience, but I have had that experience of what that feels like. So we won't be doing it this class, because it's got to be walking. I can't do it. We're going to have enough room. But we'll do it on I know I'm going to do the fix it blown on the level 2, the live level 2 I'm going to do that, introduce that here. And because we need to do it live, it's the only way you can do it. You need a lot of room so you can walk up and down. But I just want to encourage you, it's a great step. And so go back to this video. I might do it again on Tuesday too, for the Tuesday people as well, and just go back over it again, because it takes a bit of practice. This is not an easy thing to do, and the timing of that, and how to put the feet down, and how to move the breath and the foot at the same time, and how to be relaxed while all that's going on at the same time, and try not to think of anything. Not the easiest thing, is it? But it's a fantastic exercise. It's very, very cool. It's really old. Anyway, there you go. So as I say, go back if you can. We'll put the video up today sometime. Go and have a watch it tomorrow and do it again, and come with me. And say, have a great weekend, everybody. It's very exciting. I'm excited about changes. I like change. I think it's great. Be cool. See you all. Roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. And gong. Bring the energy to your heart and down to your physical center. There you go. Bow to each other. And bow to everybody else that's going to come and watch this video for the next little while. Because after that, they won't be able to see it. Only you'll be able to watch it. Very cool. We'll see you soon, eh?